Hello traders and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to be looking at what is known as the money flow index, the MFI indicator. So this indicator is similar to the RSI, but unlike the RSI, it measures the volume. So before we get into that, I just want to share with you a little analysis I did on the market here, just because there are concepts which we looked at in this analysis. So just look at this now. This is the monthly for GBP USD. I've observed a huge double bottom here, double top here. If you can recall clearly when we learned about the double tops and double bottoms price patterns. So we have these two double tops here. So you can see this is top one and top two. Then the market rallied down, right? It rallied down, even though this is the monthly time frame. It's a very huge picture. But for example, let's say you noticed this double top and you were here. Definitely, you know that the market will sell at least to this place. So from here to here, all you need to do is just to look for sell opportunities. And it means for this whole month, you'll be making money. You'll be making money by selling the market down to this point. Okay, so that's one thing that using time frame analysis help us to do. Now, after this double top, we then see that the market tends to break the neckline. And when it breaks the neckline, where is our next target? Our next target will be approximately the size from the top to our neckline, which is from here to here. So it means we are predicting, based on the principle of double top, that the market will reach a point like this. But what's happening right now in the market? We can see that the market is presently trying to buy. And all I would say is I see this as a retracement. Okay, I see this as a retracement. All I will need to do is to, let's say, draw a trend line like this, or let's just say draw a trend line like this. Let's use this. So when we draw a trend line like this, we are then given a guide to follow. So whenever price gets to a retracement level or close to the trend line, we then look for sell opportunities to continue selling the market to this point. So let's then go to a 1 week time frame to look at what's happening. So as you can see, the market is just trying to retrace. It's on a very huge downtrend. So a very huge downtrend. So the market is just trying to retrace. Let me just delete this Fibonacci too. Market is trying to retrace. So based on my analysis, I feel the market could trade to the point of touching this trend line. Okay, the market could consolidate a bit. Okay, and what I would then do typically is draw another trend line like this, so that if the market doesn't continue trading up to touch here, but breaks below this trend line to start going down, it means the market will most likely keep selling, continue selling, okay, instead of touching this place. So that's a rough way of analyzing this. That's a rough way of analyzing this. I just thought I should show you an example. So as you can see, I'm not even using any indicator here. I'm just using price action to predict the direction of the market. So I'm just using the trend line. I'm using the principle of trend: lower highs, lower lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, and I'm using the principle of retracement. And there is another tool which we'll be looking at after the MFI, which is called the Fibonacci tool. It's supposed to be in the next module after this modules on indicator. So that tool will actually help me very well in predicting the next move of the market. Okay, so this is the Fibonacci tool. This is not a Fibonacci lesson right now, but I'm just using it to try to tighten out my analysis. Okay, so there is higher chances that if the market breaks this trend line. We call it the counter trend line. If it breaks it, it might continue trading to the bottom. It might continue selling. But if it then hits above and comes here and touches this major trend line, that we can then see that it will have coincided with this resistance level, right? It will have coincided with this resistance level and probably with other levels in the past. And then we'll look to sell to the lower side and have our target at this point. So that's just by the way. This is just by the way. We were looking at the MFI. So the money flow index is a volume indicator, which can also be called an oscillator because it works kind of similar to an oscillator. So let's just type MFI or money flow index. You then see the indicator here. So just hit it, and it's then added to our chart. As you can see, it looks like the relative strength index. In fact, they do similar things, just that the MFI tends to have more features because the MFI looks at the volume information along with the price, while the relative strength index just looks at the price and then gives us the value based on the momentum of the price. But the MFI looks at the price and also the volume. Based on my experience, I feel the MFI gives us more accurate points. You could also load the RSI to compare their entries and exit points. So what it does is it also plots this line on a scale of 0 to 100. Okay, and then 0 will be oversold, of course, and then 100 will be overbought. So when the line is getting to zero, the market is telling us that it's oversold, and when it's getting to 100 or getting closer to 100, the market tells us that it's overbought. And overbought and oversold concepts are what we looked at in the last lecture. Okay, so the MFI measures volume and plots a line between 0 to 100 for a certain period. When we click this, we see that the period here is 14. So just like how we spoke about periods when we were looking at the other indicators, this one also works with periods. So this is the period 14. You can also expand the period or reduce the period based on what you want. So the MFI can be used to predict the direction of the market, can be used to predict reversals, can be used to identify overbought and oversold regions, can be used to identify divergences in the market, okay, and so on and so forth. So we'll just use it simply the way we'll use the RSI, okay? So that's the same way we tend to use the MFI, the money flow index. It basically calculates the inflow of money into and out of an asset or a currency pair. So just like the name implies, money flow index. So as money flows in and flows out, it calculates the inflow of money. So that is just it for the money flow indicator. It can also be found in your MT4 platform. These are indicators that come with the platforms, okay? So you can access them even on your MT4 platform. They are not custom indicators. So with that being said, we've come to the end of our lecture on indicators and on the MFI indicator. So in the next lecture, we'll be looking at, or in the next module, and next lecture, of course, we'll be looking at the Fibonacci tool. So this is the Fibonacci tool, the one I just drew here. Where is it? The one with these values, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah, the one with these values. So this is the Fibonacci tool. In the next lecture, we're going to be learning how the Fibonacci tool works and the concept behind it. Okay, yeah, so that will be it for this lecture, and see you in the next. Bye.